The PS Portal has been out 6 months now, but is it still worth buying in 2024? Hey everyone, Aaron here from Push Square, and 6 months ago I reviewed this thing here, the PS Portal, a handheld remote play device from Sony, which I said was actually the perfect PS5 companion, despite being the solution to a very niche problem. If you're looking for a more comprehensive breakdown of all of the tech specs of this product, then I'll leave a link to the original review down below, because today I actually just want to concentrate on what it's been like to live with this thing for the last 6 months. Do I still play it? Has it improved in any ways? And would I still recommend it? So let's get into it. First thing first, do I still play the PS Portal? And the answer is yes. Now, I'm not a daily user. I wouldn't even say I use it every single week. A lot of my playtime with this device is dictated by the games that I'm currently playing. So I recently just finished Stellar Blade, which I didn't feel was a game that matched the PS Portal, since so much of it was relying on those super quick reaction times, perfect parries and dodges and the like. I would generally say that I tend to play more laid back games with like a slower pace. That's not to say that they aren't the only games you can play. As I was saying during the review, something like Control played pretty well despite having snappy gameplay, but I wouldn't recommend an FPS game, and I still stand by that. I'm not really there for a Call of Duty or something, maybe something a little slower, like recently I'm thinking about Prey since the Arcane Austin shut down, and I think that would be a great option to play on the Portal. Very recently I've just started playing Animal Well, which has been amazing on it. I platinumed Astro's Playroom just last week, 2 weeks ago, and I played about half of Final Fantasy VII Remake entirely on the PS Portal. So there's a lot of scope to play things on this, and I would generally say that across the 6 months I've probably played more on the Portal than I have on the Switch and the Steam Deck combined. Now, what I find really interesting about that is, like, why is the Portal the one that I've played the most out of all of that time? I think a lot of it comes down to the simplicity of having a device that allows you to play the same games under the same account that I play them on my PS5 console. I'm a big PS5 homebody. I do play games on PC or Xbox very occasionally, but PlayStation is my home, and if there's a way for me to play my favourite games portably, if they work through the Portal, and still earn trophies and still have it on my profile and all of that, then that's 100% what I'm going to do, and I think that really does attribute to a lot of that. Additionally, the haptic feedback, the adaptive triggers, even the motion controls to a certain extent, I love all of that on the PlayStation 5 anyway, and the fact that it's on the Portal as well with very little trade-off is really impressive. That's not to say that's going to be the case for everyone. Some of you may like to have access to different games that aren't on PlayStation. Some of you might like those OLED displays that you have on the Steam Deck and the Switch now, and side by side, yeah, they're going to look better, but I still think the 1080p 60 FPS LCD screen here does a pretty good job. Now, in terms of my general usage, I never leave the house with the Portal. It wasn't something I was really keen on back on launch either. I did try it out and it does work in some circumstances, but you're really relying on a lot of factors working across both your PlayStation 5 and its home network, and then your Portal with its network that it's connected to. I found that there was too many variables, like maybe a download starts near PS5 and it tanks the connection. That has happened a couple of times to me. I also just generally don't, if I'm out and about, I'm not really playing games, you know? This for me is more like something to play in bed before I go to sleep, or maybe I just can't be bothered sitting at my gaming chair, so I lie down on the couch with it. Now, obviously, if I can play something natively on the PS5, I'll probably do that 8 or 9 times out of 10, but just on that right occasion where I feel like I could play it on the Portal and it's not going to be too much of a drawback for me, then that's what I'm going to do, and that's why games like Diablo crop up quite a lot in my PS Portal playtime. I do think it's a bit of a compliment to the device itself, considering that one of the big solutions to the niche problem everyone kept talking about, including ourselves, is if you don't have access to a TV at all times because of family or whoever you're living with, or maybe you've got some kids, then this is perfect. That's not the situation for me. I always have access to a television, but I still like playing on this thing, and I think that's quite a credit to the PS Portal experience. Now, I had seen some news about, there was updates that improve performance. Like I'm saying, I've never been a daily user of this thing, so it never stuck out to me. I can't say I noticed anything where I was like, that's that is better. So I'm sure someone that was a bit more regular would spot these things. As someone that's playing this every week or so, it never really cropped up. I have to say as well, as someone that's dipped into remote play here or there through the phones or Backbone one, this is the best. It still is. 6 months down the line, I'll never go back to the Backbone one. I'll never go back to just playing on my phone. One more addition that I have to say does irritate me quite a bit with the Portal, and that is the lack of Bluetooth headphone support. I'm having to wear, you know, the 3.5mm headphones just because I don't have access to the PlayStation wireless link technology or whatever it was called, the two headsets that Sony released. I've still not had a chance to try those out just yet. Having the wired cable is kind of annoying. Some of us still use 3.5mm headphones. Some of us grew up and that was the only thing we could use, but it is annoying not to have that option there, even though I do understand some of the technical reasoning behind it, considering it's supposed to be a bit more linked in with the audio of the games. But it's just something again that still irritates me every time I play it. I just wish I could have those wireless earphones. So at the end of the day, would I recommend this device? And I think yes, I still would. I'm still of the mind that if it was down to £150 instead of the 200, that'd be a far better offer. But again, this is a very circumstantial device. If you have access to a television at all times, then really you got to ask yourself, do I actually want to play my PlayStation games portably? Do I want to play them in bed? Because I would never recommend buying this thing on the basis of you're going to play it out of the house. I just don't think that's like a smart purchase to make. It would be a nice bonus if you just happen to go somewhere that does have steady internet, but it's not something, you know, don't expect this to be a Switch where you can throw it in your bag and just whap it out in the train and play a little bit of a game. So yeah, there is a lot of circumstance towards that. It is great for the issue of not being able to use a television though. I think that is a really great alternative. If it was just a little cheaper, that would be a very, very easy recommendation. But from what we're seeing though, this device has turned out to be quite a big hit for Sony. It's exceeded their expectations. It's been a hassle to get stock as well actually over the last 6 months. Yeah, so this has been like a surprise hit despite being criticized so harshly, I think, when it first got announced, including by myself. Like, who wants this? We wanted PS Vita 2, we wanted the PSP 2, instead we got this remote play device. But it kind of shows that Sony knew that there was a market there. No matter how niche you say it is, there's a market there for it, and it's serving that purpose. And I have to say, as someone that initially just didn't see the point, the fact that 6 months down the line I'm still using this thing for no other reason other than I just want to, that's pretty good. So that's been my experience with the PS Portal over the last 6 months. If you've been playing a PS Portal as well, let me know how you've been getting on with it down below. Do you try and use it to go out and about a bit more than I do? Let me know down in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, remember to leave a like, that really does help us out. And if you're in the market for more PlayStation video content, then remember to subscribe to us here at Push Square. Anyway, thank you as always for watching, and until next time, I've been Aaron and this has been Push Square.